Hi friends, I wish to make this video to kindly offer some answers and unravel answers to a number of questions that some of you has been asking me, especially after I made a number of posts on my Facebook and WhatsApp status concerning premarital relationship, premarital sex on 14th February during the Vast Day celebration. Some of you have been asking me questions on marriage proposal and premarital sex. In fact, when I summarize about 27 questions that I have received from some of you after making those posts on my status, all the questions that most of you have been asking sum up to premarital sex and marriage proposal. So I will first of all like to use this video to offer some answers on your questions that you asked concerning marriage proposal. I remember some of you were saying, about one church. I made a post that it is always recommended to marry people within the same faith. It is recommended. It is always the better option to marry people within the same faith. And some of you were asking me, you are in the same assembly with a lady. One of you asked, and that you can see that the lady loves you. But the way the lady has been so close to you and your family, you find it too difficult to make a marriage proposal to her, and you don't know even what approach to even use in doing that. One of you also asked me that you have proposed to the woman, but the parents are not consenting to the marriage on tribal basis. So you think due to your tribe and the tribe of the woman, the parent of the woman are not agreeing to, they are not consenting to the agreed marriage. I mean, the marriage you have agreed with the woman, the parents are not consenting. So you were asking me, what should you do? Because the parents are not consenting to the marriage. The person is in the same faith with you. We are encouraging you to do that, but here's the case. The parents are not consenting. So why wouldn't you go outside and then marry? And a number of questions, in fact, about 27 questions have been received so far from 14th February concerning the post that I made on my WhatsApp status and Facebook status. Well, in order to provide you with concrete answers and suggestions, I have painstakingly consulted a number of books written by renowned psychologists and counselors such as Michael Posner, Martin Seligman, Howard Gardner, Philip Zimbardo, Robert Rivers, Steven Pinker, Elizabeth Loftus, among others. And obviously, Dr. James Dobson, my favorite counselor and psychologist. And then locally here, I have listened to a number of audio recordings on premarital relationship by our highly respectable Elder Amos Kevin Annan. So Elder Amos Kevin Annan, God bless you. In fact, I have tapped a lot of wisdom from number of audio recordings that you have made on this subject that I want to offer some suggestions on. Well, among all these literary materials and audio recordings that I have consulted, the fundamental to all legal systems and psychology and social matters is this book, the Bible. So whoever watching me, whether you are a believer, whether you are a Christian or not, please, the truth is that this is the fundamental source of, especially common law. Common law. This is the fundamental source. And it is a source to many other legal systems across the globe. So if you want to have a perfect wisdom and in-depth knowledge of solving social and psychological matters, then this should be your ultimate book to consult. It is a divine book packed with wisdom and knowledge. So obviously, after consulting all those literary materials from the authors that I have mentioned, this is the authoritative source from which we will discuss answers to the questions that you have asked me. So I will let us use a case from the Bible, and from which we shall discuss some answers to the questions that you've been asking me. First of all, when we see marriage proposal, what is it at all? What is marriage proposal? Marriage proposal is simply an offer of marriage. An offer of marriage, whereby one person offers marriage to another. That's between man and woman, male and female. Nti sɛ wokɔka akyerɛ obi sɛ maame, mepɛ wo, mɛwoa wo, medɔ wo, with the intent of marriage, and a friend marriage proposal. It could be turned down. It could be accepted. That's why one of you asked me that a number of ladies at your church have been turning down your proposal, and you now don't know what to do. Yet we are encouraging you to marry people within the church. But here's the case: they are turning down your proposals, offer. Consult the best counseling book, the Bible. You will have answers to the question you are asking. Well, let's go to some key points. We are going to read from Genesis chapter 24 to help unravel some answers to the questions on marriage proposal. Meda subipe, meda kaseme wow, meda kaseme do, misu biapa no turn me down. What should I do within the same faith? I don't cast 15 years me pel. I want to maybe a saw. That's why we want to consult the ultimate counseling book, the Bible. When we read Genesis chapter 24, we see what we call marriage proposal by proxy. When we read 1 Samuel chapter 25, we see what we call self-proposal or direct proposal. So marriage proposal, an offer of marriage, could be done in two ways. Se opeso akatru bi se opese oni no ware no. Betimi ayi no kwai mi so. So it can be done in two ways. Marriage proposal can be done in two ways. Proposal by proxy, or what we call proxy proposal, or proposal by self, or what we call direct or personal proposal. That's what I said. The direct proposal or self or personal proposal could be seen in 1 Samuel chapter 25. Then proposal by proxy could be seen in Genesis chapter 24. But we are going to base our studies and discussion on Genesis chapter 24. Marriage by proposal or proposal by proxy, proposal by proxy is whereby you consult an elderly person or a matured person. The person could be your friend, your peers, your parents, to relay your interest of love, to communicate that information to a woman that you wish to marry or a man that you wish to marry. Yes, just that our cultural setup doesn't seem to encourage that, but it is absolutely right. There's nothing wrong. Yes. Well, it's another subject that we may discuss next time. Women or ladies proposing to men. We will discuss that next time. Therefore, I want us to focus on the marriage proposal. So, there is an interest of love for marriage between man and woman, male and female. How should it be done? What should be the procedural engagements? And normal being trase a koso, a den is easy. Na my proposal na is successful. Na mo sampa obey where the right person to marry. He or she is the prospective spouse tomorrow. How do you know? Well, we will discuss that in another presentation, but for now, let's concentrate on the proposal here. And the story will also let us know, knowing the process of putting forth the proposal. In Genesis chapter 24, Genesis chapter 24, verse 12, going, we can see a man called Isaac, whose father Abraham sent his servant to go to his hometown in search of a woman for Isaac, his son, to marry. There were certain things that went on which I think will be very useful to us as singles in the process of proposing marriage to our loved ones. I want to, first of all, let all of us understand that whether you are a Christian, you are a Muslim, you're a traditionalist watching this video, as a single, make prayer central to your premarital relationship arrangements. Make prayer central to it. All that you are doing as a single in an attempt to identify who your right partner is, make prayer central. Let's go to the story. Genesis chapter 24. Let's read verse 12 and 13. Then he prayed, Lord God of my master Abraham, make me successful today. Make me successful today and show kindness to my master Abraham. See, that's verse 13. I am standing beside this spring, and the daughters of the townspeople are coming out to draw water. May it be that when I say to a young woman, please lay down your jar, and I may have a drink, and she says, drink, and I will water your camels too, let her be the one you have chosen. Order 40. Emfa hunu hua efe. Emfa hunu sika. Emfa hunu ojapade. Sujeni abrante, sujeni ba. Ma empaibo intumi wabrabo. Make prayer a fundamental quality to pursue. This servant, when he got to the hometown where his master Abraham had expected him to go, immediately he arrived. The Bible says he prayed. Even if you're a Muslim watching me, pray fervently about your premarital relationship. Bompaye, mampaibun tumi wabrabo sisujeni. Empaibo bibiema. Papa. So he prayed. No matter all that we are coming to talk about, prayer should not be left behind. It should always move along with whatever process being pursued. So the man prayed, and he said, "See, I am standing beside a spring. Then pray for God to give you a sign of who the right person is." Awurade ma wo nsɛnkyerɛnne a ɛkyerɛ sɛ abranti abaayewa yi ɔno paa ne yewu kunu anaa wo yere nokorɛm. Ɛmaa no deɛ ɔmo dɔɔso, mmarima no dɔɔso, ɛna wobɔ mpaeɛ. Ɛbɛyɛ dɛ na wahu dɛ ɔyɛ right person. Pray for a sign. Give the sign in prayer that Awurade, sɛ abranti wei ne yɛ me kunu, sɛ ɔbaa wei ne yɛ me kunu a, ma wei ɛnsi na ɛntra mpa sɛ ɔbaa wei ne yɛ me yere anaa abranti wei ne yɛ me kunu, ma wei ɛnsi. Let this happen to prove, to show, to indicate. Give me a sign of who the right person is. Have this prayer. Whether you're a Muslim, a Christian, or whoever watching me. So all of you asking me questions about the marriage proposal, premarital relationship. The first point I want us to notice that let prayer be more than mpaebɔ also. Hedi aka nyina eba abekeka no. Se mpaebɔ enim ne se wodi no achi ekoya, the end may not be successful. So the first thing for us to notice that prayer should be vigorously, ferociously be carried out in your premarital engagements. Then secondly, Genesis chapter 24 verse 21, without saying a word, the man watched her closely to learn whether or not the Lord had made his journey successful. Some of you are too hasty to propose. On the HSA, Obani free kakrebia, ba mi pel, ba mi do, ba me wow, ba ah, there be the buffer. Nyabotre, 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 nyabotre. Don't be hasty. The servant, without saying a word, watched her closely, Genesis chapter 24 verse 21, to learn whether or not the Lord had made his journey successful. So watch the person closely. That's what brings in courtship and what the worldview calls dating. Therefore, we believers, I personally recommend courtship. That is the Christian perspective of premarital relationship. Dating welcomes petting, sex, kissing, fondling. But in courtship, all these things must be avoided. If you're a believer watching me, well, I don't want to divert the subject. But what I'm saying is that watch and learn that the person is indeed the right person before you propose. Because the sign has happened. The servant had prayed. Nadia opesru hunu ne wahu. Tinku hu ya so bana sensu na mana nti o se mami ene ewo me pesem befaw na mdo ko aha na miwra eba eware dabi. Unya abotre. Nti krachi nya abotre. Nya abotre no wanu predodo. Oye ya akpa mewa. Nya abotre. Nipa ne wum se wahu sign ne de. But watch her closely to learn whether or not she's the one. Good. In watching her closely, there's a third point that I would like to wrap up today's presentation. I'll continue this video soon. Giving of gifts as indication of intent. When we read Genesis chapter 24 verse 22. Genesis 24 verse 22. Genesis 24:22. Then at last, when the camels had finished drinking, he took out a gold ring for her nose and 2 large gold bracelets for her wrist. What does this suggest? Learn to give gifts and gift purposefully. So I said, obechade, our premarital relationship. Before I make a proposal, learn to give gifts. So the man prayed for a sign that she's the right person. After the sign had taken place, he waited to watch her closely. And in watching her closely, he gave the woman gold ring. What does gold ring suggest? Is it not marriage? The muso amo chade a ensuo ye de che oba kire ni se mepe no. Ensuo no akoto nsuo one box. Abena meso agiko fie ya no manum. Wafa oba chade de but it doesn't speak anything to the woman. Gift purposefully. Kavaz de bi mu de ba adwaman o Kristo ne o ma adwaman. Ti de oye ne se so ni ska kra beto flower, go to the net, search for the most beautiful flower, download it, send it to the man, send it to the woman, send it to the lady, send it to the guy. It will speak volumes to him or her. So gift purposefully. The man gave a gold ring. So gift purposefully. You understand the point I'm trying to make. Manadia etrese odon. Nimpo unya woni ne beware. Ti me say o pe baby a popa ni nyansa eni nimde wa book we. I've been reading a lot of books written by psychologists, counselors, and others. Life on the Edge, NHS Dr. James Dobson. But I'm telling you, upinyansa nimde ewa. This servant, the Bible, this servant gave the lady a ring, a gold ring. Minkasa koto ring in a mobile and abeman. That's not what I mean. But I mean that gift purposefully and gift within your means, right? Gift within your means. Because of odo binti. No one sadia na huwa densu no okoto. Oya sa akra ebe paska. Odo adeke tuano. Bompai. To fache oban, fache beman. Say, oh, you're right person. Adeketwano will be the person will value it more than gold. That's what I mean. Gift within your means and gift purposefully. Timeman so muni madeche, bet mu pese oba ewaramono kwagu. She abena bema no pesu hu sampa so do na eya chanade bi. Ni onu kwa na eso chawade. Sometimes usha adie pa ihia no bibo ho ade che nipa na usa adie we nipa no onhia. It is not necessary to the person. Don't give it out to him or her. Give him or her something that you think he or she will value it, will cherish it, will meet his or her need. I would like to end this series here. We shall continue with the story. But first of all, note that in the marriage proposal process, let prayer be strong. 2, watch closely before you propose. Do not propose. Don't be hasty to propose. Immediately you have prayed and the sign of your prayer has happened, then you rush in to propose. No, take your time. Study him, study her. If you think the study is going positive, then begin to gift. So take note. O shene nipa no, o study nenkoya susuma ahunkom ewa achediem. Nesa amfa wakoma besei. Tinya abotre. Gift within your means. Gift purposefully. Na ebeshedi ebesi. We shall continue this very soon. Remain blessed.